After 4 games on the road, Tormenta FC returns to Statesboro, Georgia tonight for the first game ever at Tormenta Stadium without Ian Cameron at the helm. These are the Savannah Hilton Head International USL League One standings. South Georgia and Madison, a couple of teams looking for some helium as we approach the playoffs. They sit in 11th and 13th as we enter this one. There is no denying that this will be a 6-pointer between these two teams as Chattanooga Red Wolves remain at the top. Let's take a look at what happened the last time that Forward Madison and South Georgia locked horns. This was up in Madison on July 23rd. And Luca Dorado was the decisive player. You see his goal in the first half was enough to get the job done and secure 3 points for Forward Madison. The difference, though, is that he will not be available for tonight's match for Matt Glazer and the Mingos. But he's not alone. One of the most important players for Tormenta FC is Gabriel Alves. He got a red card for violent conduct against Chattanooga Red Wolves in their last match, so he's suspended. And look at what they are missing, whether it's crosses, whether it's interceptions on defending, whether it's duels won. He has the most minutes played on this team, and he's played all 28 matches in all competitions for Tormenta FC. So they will need to find a way to fill in for him, but one man that is going to step into the back line is Jackson Kasanzu, the young lion they lovingly call Simba, who has come in his first pro season and made a mark. He was a starter at the beginning of the year, kind of took some time out of the lineup, and he's back in under Mark McKeever, playing with confidence, and he is along the back three today. There are some changes up front for Forward Madison as well, but they have one of USL League One's all-time great goal scorers in Garrett McLaughlin, who, for better or for worse in recent times, has become just as much of a provider as he has been a goal scorer. 2 goals, 3 assists this year for the Forward Madison man. It should be a fun one. We've got starting lineups and kickoff coming for you in just a moment from South Georgia.
I need to try it first.
Are you suffering from hip or knee pain? Don't let the pain hold you back. The region's most experienced robotic joint replacement team at Optum Health System offers an individually tailored approach that is more precise and creates smaller incisions. For you, that can mean a faster recovery with less pain. Your comeback starts here. Call today to find out if robotic-assisted joint replacement is right for you.
A little comfort is knowing someone's there for you. There for your business. There for your community in good times and in bad. With preparation, hard work, and relentless determination. At Georgia Power, we're there when you need us most. We're here for Georgia, and we're here for you.
The Clubhouse in Statesboro, Southeast Georgia's best place to play. The Clubhouse in Statesboro, where fun is done.
Welcome back, everybody, for some Saturday evening soccer on ESPN Plus. League One action between South Georgia Tormenta and Forward Madison. Let's look at that South Georgia lineup under head coach Mark McKeever in his home debut with Tormenta. He's going to roll out a 3-5-2 formation. We mentioned in the open that Gabriel Alves is missing, so Taylor Gray fills in at left wing back for Mark McKeever. He will be a much more attacking type of option for the Ibises as they look to score some goals against Forward Madison. Coming off a 3-0 win on Wednesday, their biggest, their most comprehensive of the season, and now 8 changes from that match on Wednesday. It's their 3rd match in a week, their 7th of the month, so understandable that Matt Glazer needed to swap some guys out and get some rotation. Notably, Temi Iriku starts at center back, replacing Jason Ramos, just his 2nd start of the season, and a pair of USL League One Centurions in Nico Brown and Juan Galindrez, making their 100th career starts here in the heartbeat of American soccer. Tormenta Stadium, the site of the 2022 USL League One title, won by this very Tormenta FC. It feels like a long time ago. They haven't returned to the playoffs since. They enter today's match 13th out of 14 teams in the standings. But history tells us that they've got a strong chance under Mark McKeever to take down Matt Glazer. He's got a 2-1-2 record all-time against the Forward Madison head coach here in the first matchup in the history of Tormenta Stadium without Ian Cameron at the helm. And we are underway from Statesboro, 75 degrees and sunny. The skies have cleared, and we are ready for a fantastic match between two rotated, albeit still very strong sides in a playoff 6-pointer. My name is Parker Johnson, here with you for the next 90 minutes, and we're so happy that you've joined us on this busy night around League One. Almost into September, and things really starting to heat up when it comes to those playoff positions. Jake Kroll under some pressure early on as Mason Tunbridge forcing his opposite number 16 back, sticking a foot in. And it will be a throw into Madison, but Tormenta coming out hot. Talked to Mark McKeever about the advantage that his side will have with a little bit more rest. They're back at home here after their 3-game road trip to start his tenure. It was 4 games total. And on the other side of things, Forward Madison had a bunch of home games in a row, but this is their 3rd game of the week. They played last weekend, they played on Wednesday, and now had to make the 13-hour trip down to South Georgia, arriving late last night. And Mark McKeever told us that he's going to try to fly out of the blocks, put them under some pressure early on, and see how this rotated Madison team will adjust. First time that Temi Iriku called into action, number 13, the fill-in center back today. Just his 2nd start of the season for Forward Madison. Capable of playing midfields or center back. He came over from Birmingham Legion, much like Luca Dorado in a mid-season loan move. A couple of great pieces of business for the Mingos. It's Doyle evading the pressure, helping Callum Stretch set up the possession for the home side. In behind, Niall Reed-Steven. A deflected through ball, and he is flagged for offside. Certainly a man for that Madison back line to keep an eye on. So we get another look. Hard to tell exactly when the ball was played, where his position was, but Reed-Steven likes to play on the last shoulder of those back 4, back 3 in today's case against Forward Madison. Earlier in the season, he made a switch from playing primarily on the wing into a little more of a central role under Ian Cameron. Tonight he's part of a front 3 that includes Sebastian Vivas and Mason Tunbridge. And Mark McKeever's 3-4-3, maybe 3-5-2 setup, depending how it shakes out. Now it's John Murphy, former Tormenta man, going down. And Reed-Steven, for the 2nd time, caught by the referee, this time for a foul. Interception from Souza. He starts in the left wing back position for Madison. Nico Brown out there on the right, and Garrett McLaughlin, without Derek Gebhardt, will be called upon to lead the line today. He and Juan Galindres, two of the 5 most prolific scorers in USL League One history, with 63 combined goals to their name. But only 3 of those, between the pair of them, have come in USL League One this season for forward Madison. They will have their opportunities tonight against what can be a leaky Tormenta defense. John Murphy over the free kick. It's a low ball, flicked on initially by forward Madison, but nobody else able to get a touch. Oscar Jimenez sees his pass intercepted by Souza. Curled in the direction of Galindres. Devin Boyce controls. Referee thought about whistling for a handball. The play continues. Clipped in and sent behind by Mikel Rashid. Taking no chances at the edge of his own 6-yard box. See the referee's decision-making process in real time as to whether this was a handball from Devin Boyce or not. He hesitates just a touch. He thought about it, but ultimately thought better of it. I have to say I agree. It didn't seem too flagrant. Kind of in that shoulder pocket, the armpit control, if you will. Devin Boyce, one of the craftiest League One creators, called upon to take the corner here. It's a good delivery right at the edge of the 6-yard box, but nobody there for forward Madison. And a belated whistle. Kasanzu happy to dance with Galindres. Kasanzu has started all 3 matches under Mark McKeever so far. Talked about with Coach McKeever on the phone this week what has changed since he came in, and the most obvious being that shift into his preferred 3-back system. And he said that he was in need of an extra starter back there to fill in that third part of the back 3, and Kasanzu has really stood out. He's playing with a lot of confidence right now. High praise for his performances against Westchester and Richmond, despite the fact that Tormenta conceded 5 goals across those 2 contests. It did result in a win and a draw against their fellow bottom feeders on the road. Kasanzu, a player that had a stretch of starts at the beginning of the season under Ian Cameron, then sort of fell out of favor. It was Tabo Nari more recently filling in back there. Tunbridge comes forward, slid away by Murphy. Bibas. Out to Taylor Gray. Cabral sprays it to the back post. Souza aware. Jimenez couldn't sneak in behind, but he retrieves the throw in for South Georgia. You see Matt Glazer over on the sideline, pointing out his directions. Rashid goes down. Bartman carrying, has Galindres. Nice feet from the forward. Slotted through. Played back. Boyce! A slick move in transition from the visitors. Was there a touch? Looks like they're setting up for a corner. We will get another look. Might have gone off the thigh of Kasanzu. And McLaughlin not able to make the most out of that pass from Murphy that was just a touch behind him. Decided the best choice was to drop it down, and when you got Devin Boyce rushing on behind you, that's always a good look. So it did take a touch in the end off the South Georgia defender. Jake Kroll able to set up this corner kick. Two hands up from Kroll. Flat delivery. Kasanzu first to it. Souza returns it. Headed by Boyce. And this will be out for a forward Madison throw, or a South Georgia throw, rather. Taylor Gray, the man called on to fill in for Gabriel Alves, serving a red card suspension, and he will provide a much different profile at left wing back. Alves, a player capable of playing left back in a 4, as he did under Ian Cameron. More of your classic overlapping fullback. Gray, as his number 10 would suggest, a much more attacking player, but Mark McKeever wanted to leverage those strengths, given that there wasn't a natural replacement for Alves out there. And he expects it to be an interesting battle against a similar formation that Matt Glazer has. See him working out the kinks. Glazer in the white shirt. As the throw-in comes from Kroll. Devin Boyce with room to turn. Brown can't find him. Played long by Shipman. And controlled by the captain, Connor Doyle. Making his 161st USL League One appearance. That mark is 3rd in league history. So many of the established history makers from this league on display tonight, between Doyle, Galindrez, McLaughlin, Austin Pack has had a few of the great seasons in net. Stretch looking for Jimenez, who is flagged for offside. The USL on the CBS Sports Network kicks off September with a League One battle. Playoff contender Spokane Velocity FC take on newcomer Westchester SC. Sunday, September 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern on the CBS Sports Network. Earlier tonight, if you were checking us out late or watching some college football, what have you, a huge win for One Knoxville over Spokane Velocity. Tied them in the standings on 38 points, and both remain 3 points behind our league leaders, Chattanooga Red Wolves. So some shakeups towards the top of the table as One Knoxville trying to put themselves in that contender category. These two simply focused on earning one of those playoff spots. Vivas, the Argentine striker, drops it down to the Brazilian Cabral. There is still that essence of Ian Cameron's football in this Tormenta side. And you see it when they start getting those ball rotations left to right, get players dropping in off the lines. But when it's given away, it can be dangerous. That's what's plagued Tormenta all year and was one of the keys to victory on Wednesday for Madison, dominating the transitions against Texoma in that 3-0 win. Matt Glazer told me he was so impressed with his team's ability to do so against a Texoma FC side that has proven to be one of the best in transition in the league this year. It was 2 goals from Luca Dorado in the first half that gave Madison a lead they held on to for most of the match before tacking on a third right at the end with a deflected goal from Brown. But without Dorado, one of the most informed strikers, this game may take a very different posture Brown working on the outside. Takes down Kasanzu in the process as the ball stays alive. Was there a hand? Our side assistant referee has flagged it, and there will be a penalty given against Connor Doyle in the first 15 minutes of the match. Well, the assistant referee had the best look at it. And it hits the trailing arm of Doyle. A great look from our camera crew. If it hit his right arm, the front arm closer to Galindres, he would have been safe as it was tucked into his body, but it hits the trailing arm that's hanging out a little bit. And that is what the assistant referee saw. You can understand why Doyle is frustrated, especially given the proximity of that cross. But a ball strikes a hand that distance from the body inside the 18-yard box. It's going to be a penalty almost every time if the referee does in fact see it. Boyce has taken the ball for Forward Madison. Hasn't been called upon from the penalty spot yet this season. Boyce from 12 yards, saved by Pack. A brilliant stop from the Tormenta goalkeeper to keep things level on a dubious handball decision. Devin Boyce unable to make South Georgia pay. He struck it well, he kept it along the ground, but not far enough into the corner as Pack guessed the right way. A game-changing moment to deny Madison the early lead. Tormenta now tied with Westchester, having conceded 11 penalty kicks this season. That is the worst mark in the league. And that is only the second one all year that their opponents have failed to convert. Get to see the initial foul on McLaughlin, and then Cabral holding up the restart, awarded a yellow card. McLaughlin clipped towards the back post. Souza keeps it alive. Jimenez with defending to do. Great ball from Kroll. Taylor Gray forced to defend it facing his own net. And the makeshift wingback did quite well with the clearance. A sizzling cross from Jake Kroll. Here comes a long throw in from Souza. Looking for Galindres. Control to McLaughlin. Now it's Bartman. Galindres coming to help. South Georgia trying to get the numbers out. Unable to get a clearance as Brown picks it up and runs it Gray. Shifts onto his left. Scooped forward and headed away by Cabral. Tormenta having a tough time pushing their line forward and getting any relief from the Forward Madison pressure. Some afters between Tunbridge and Kroll as Vivas collided. Murphy took a hard hit. He was sent flying while he was in the air, and you could hear him hit the ground really hard. It's Tunbridge who made the challenge on Murphy. Definitely dangerous. And then the second action with Kroll, as Bibas thought he got hit in the head, and Tunbridge came to defend his teammate. Former Tormenta man, Murphy in the middle of all of it. No love lost between these longtime rivals. A 16th matchup in history between them. As Reed Stevens strikes, Taylor Gray, deflected effort over the top for a corner. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek, your ticket to great seats. Crowd buoyed with the return of the Georgia Southern students for this home stretch for Tormenta. As Cabral whips in the corner. Dealt with at the near post by forward Madison. Bartman brings it down, trying to spring the Mingos into transition. Bibas claiming he won the ball, but a little bit of a shoulder into Bartman, and the foul goes against Tormenta. We've had some frustrations with the refereeing early on. It was a theme of the match against Chattanooga Red Wolves when they gave away a penalty that they did not feel was a penalty. They had the red card decision go against Alves, which Mark McKeever admitted he did feel was a red, but he also thought that Chattanooga could have gotten a red card themselves and should have, to make that match a little bit more even. Instead, they had to play a man down for the majority of it and came away with a 2-0 defeat despite a tireless performance, and stayed in it until the second half. But some of those same frustrations carrying over in the first half here at home. Knocked across by Brown. Jimenez unsure what was behind him. Takes the smart play and concedes a corner to forward Madison as the action flies both ways in this first half. It's been an engaging watch so far, and so happy to have everyone here taking it in with us, including the Flock fans watching over at the Green Room Public House in Madison. Seeing Devin Boyce take this corner. It's punched out by Pack. A wild swing from Bartman. Hardly made contact with the ball as it trickles back to Murphy. Souza so capable on both feet. Likewise, Nico Brown, who drops it here to Chilaka. Galindres fired the ball across. Nobody in the vicinity for forward Madison. Early returns showing us a 57% possession edge for the visitors, imposing their possession-heavy style under Matt Glazer against the more reserved Mark McKeever. It's a big switch here in South Georgia. After Ian Cameron left the club, the longtime head coach is out to Brown. Fires off a long shot, and another corner coming for Madison. Historically, Matt Glazer has done better against Cameron's teams than he has in the past against McKeever. He's got a winning record against Ian Cameron over the years. 3 wins, 2 defeats, 3 draws. And against Mark McKeever, just 1 win in 5, showing the solidity of that system. 3 defenders that can easily become 5, and that's been the case in the early going for Tormenta. Haven't had a lot of chances to spring forward, and they've been pinned back by this informed forward Madison side. Coming off their best win of the season on Wednesday and piling on the early pressure. That corner doesn't beat the first man, but Tunbridge does beat the first man in transition. A bobbling ball played forward to Jimenez. And I think even if it did find its way through, Chilako was always beating the 35-year-old Jimenez for pace. Better signs, though, for Tormenta. And now they will be able to establish some territory in the attacking half. Reed Stephen driving his man back. Spots a teammate at the far post now. Tunbridge, a speculative shot. Deflected out by Boyce. They're claiming handball, much like the penalty that was given against them. But no sympathy from Stephen Foster. And the assistant referee on this occasion, not there to make a call like he was on the early penalty kick that was saved by Austin Pack. That's been the decisive moment of the match so far. If you did join us a little bit late, Devin Boyce had a penalty kick saved that was given for handball against South Georgia's Connor Doyle, keeping us at 0-0 in the early going. Souza. Boyce hooks it over the top. Picked up by Madison. Galindrez can't get enough room for his shot. Coming up, we'll see the 5th corner kick of the contest for Forward Madison. Just 26 minutes in. Better corner this time. Header fell invitingly, and Doyle had been brought down. Defending his back post. Saw in a video from training this week, the younger South Georgia players lovingly refer to him as Dad. The very experienced USL League One veteran, 3 years with Chattanooga, 3 years with Union Omaha, and 3 trophies to show for it. Someone who's brought that steady veteran hand, and Mark McKeever said he fits the system perfectly that he wants to run. He's come right in as a starter. He's taken the captain's armbands and really hasn't looked back. Albeit the slight blip of conceding that penalty kick earlier, but not a lot he could have really done about it. Tunbridge sent forward. Vivas! It's Mason Tunbridge shrugging off the defender. No whistle going, and this will be a corner for the home side. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the Academy to the big league, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select. the player's choice. Beautiful select ball, struck by Cabral. Tunbridge can tee it up. Instead, he sets up Doyle. And a threat to nobody but the dirt mound behind the goal. The initial ball in was a great one. Rashid was able to occupy about 3 pink jerseys all by himself, and that freed Reed Stephen at the back stick. Doesn't turn into much, though, for Connor Doyle. It's a bold pass out from Shipman, but he delivered it very well. Boyce flying in. Tunbridge using his body. And the studs were showing. This will be a yellow given for Mason Tunbridge. His case is less about what he does wrong here. And I'll tell you, that is a borderline red card challenge with how high those studs come in. He was frustrated, feeling like his jersey, or maybe shorts even, had been pulled just before on that same sequence. And he's trying to make the case that if the play had been stopped, he wouldn't have had to make that tackle on Boyce, but I would say it's a pretty unnecessary one, no matter when it came about. And like I said, you really do see those given sometimes as red cards, as Doyle goes nibbling in. I think Tunbridge is lucky that we don't have VAR here in USL League One, because that's one of those that looks a lot worse in slow motion or with a still image. You can tell how badly these two teams want this game, how much they need it in the standings. 13th versus 11th place entering this busy Saturday. Swung in by Brown. Cabral unable to play out. Draws in Boyce, who obliges with a foul. An experienced play from the 2022 title winner in midfield, Gabriel Cabral. Now the lone holdover at Tormenta from that championship side. It used to be he and Ian Cameron holding it down. He's been quietly instrumental to South Georgia since his return from Miami FC in the championship. I remember speaking to him at the beginning of the season, Gabriel Cabral, and he said that he had some offers in the championship, and he said that if he was going to return to League One, it could only be with South Georgia. He's got so much loyalty to this club. Such a strong connection he had with Ian Cameron. Someone who played center mid in his time and really saw and brought out the best qualities of Cabral. For Mark McKeever, you come in, and to have pieces like him and Connor Doyle in the center of the park, that solves a big piece of any equation when it comes to implementing the system that you want to run. Played over the top by Stretch. Bibas doesn't have the pace, but Reed Stephen does! And it's a goal for Tormenta in Mark McKeever's home debut. Who else but Niall Reed Stephen? His 6th goal of the League One campaign, his 9th in all competitions. And the bagsman from Barbados strikes again. He doesn't give up on the play. He could tell that Vivas wasn't getting there. And really, Chilaka plays it right into the path of Reed Steven. He stoops low for the header, thinking he can get it back to his goalkeeper to be able to use his hands. A huge mistake. And it also prevents Reed Steven from potentially being offsides, given that that comes off the defender. Opportunistic and decisive from the first-year pro, a full Barbados international. Who has simply been outstanding for South Georgia this year. Scored the game winner against Richmond Kickers to give Mark McKeever his first win in charge. And it was a similar play, actually, when you think about the goal he scored against Richmond. Just following up on what could have been a lost cause and applying the necessary finishing touch. Maybe a little step on the heel from Taylor Gray, bringing down Nico Brown. Tormenta has scored first on 9 occasions this season. They've only won 4 of those matches. 4 draws and 1 loss. But it's Reed Steven looking to make it 2. Sits the goalkeeper down. Are you kidding me? Niall Reed Steven just can't be stopped. It's a team celebration, but it's individual brilliance. Another long ball from Callum Stretch. Vivas heads it into his path, and more disarray at the back for forward Madison, but take nothing away from the composure of Reed Steven. Iriku has to do a better job covering for Chilaka when Chilaka steps to the ball. Sends Burn Shipmont to the grounds, and Reed Steven opens the angle for himself to coolly slot that home. Now up to 7 goals on the season, 2 on the night. A critical time to strike as well, with halftime approaching. Forward Madison coming into this game with such good energy on the back of that 3-0 midweek win and 2 huge defensive mistakes on simple long balls over the top. It's the way Mark McKeever likes to play. Keep the game in front of you, play direct, and wait for the other team to make a mistake. And when you got 8 changes in the lineup, 2 of the back 3 swapped out for Matt Glazer, and both wingbacks for that matter, just not able to hold it together. What a night and what a campaign for Niall Reed-Stephen, 23-year-old forward from Bridgetown, Barbados. You looked at him coming into this year and you thought to yourself, how is this player never signed a professional contract? He's scored 11 times in 22 appearances for Barbados. 5 assists in those 22 caps as well. You just put him in the team and he finds the back of the net. It's the combination of speed, of instinct, of timing of his runs, and such a good team player as well. He does the defensive work as Galindres went flying in, but couldn't get a touch on the cross. Such a stark contrast when you think of the dynamism of Niall Reed-Stephen compared to the strikers out there for forward Madison. Line led by Juan Galindres. McLaughlin and Bartman either side of him from the start. No Derek Gebhardt, no Luca Dorado. And yet, it could have been so different had Devin Boyce converted from the spot. When it was 0-0, a penalty awarded to forward Madison. And you rue any penalty miss, but especially when you go on to concede 2 more in the first half. Such a sliding doors moment. Taylor Gray shifting into first gear. And the double doink has gone back off of the South Georgia number 10. Temi Iriku with a tough ball out for Bartman, who's done well to recover it. Slide in from Reed-Stephen. Now it's to the danger man, Tunbridge. Glazer was calling out that he's looking for his left foot. Indeed he was. Not able to find it, and the ball recycled from Tunbridge all the way back across the back 3 of Mark McKeever's men. But happy now with a 2-goal lead provided by Niall Reed-Stephen. Stretch. Think about players who have really benefited from the change under Mark McKeever, and Callum Stretch has to be near the top of the list as well. Boyce draws in the challenge. It was won cleanly by Tormenta. And the man staying down. So the ball sportingly played out. Wasn't Boyce, my apologies. That was Garrett McLaughlin. Just going back to Stretch, a player who is caught in between positions at times, whether he can be a full-time center back in a back 4 or a straight-up right-back option. But when he plays in a back 3 and he can play on the outside of those 3, it's really the sweet spot for the Puerto Rico international. And we saw it with the influence he had, those balls over the top that resulted in both goals for Reed-Stephen. And here he is again in possession, finding the angled pass through the lines to Tunbridge. With Rashid patrolling the middle, the likes of Stretch on one side, Kasanzu on another. It's formed a pretty solid group back there for Mark McKeever. A great basis to grow from. In his words, Ian Cameron had everything in place. He's just trying to tighten a few nuts and bolts around the edges of the squad. And specifically when it comes to the defense, he told me that although it is an area he wants to improve, especially in terms of set pieces and box defending, he said really the strength of this team is scoring goals. That's what it's built to do, and he doesn't want to take that away either. Seen it from Niall Reed-Steven, that's for sure. A man with the utmost freedom and playing with extreme confidence. But whistled for the foul to give Madison a late set piece opportunity here as we approach first half stoppage time. I wonder if it was the first challenge on Murphy or the second, based on the position of the free kick. I would say probably the first. Won't make much difference on the delivery. Calls for a back post ball, that's where it goes. Chilaka. Kasanzu, and then the shot scuffed by Bartman. There will be 4 minutes of first half stoppage time. Counting for the goals and a couple of breaks in the play. Bartman navigates onto his right foot. Pack needed safe hands with a couple of accomplished USL goal scorers lurking in the form of McLaughlin and Galindres. And it's the early hero for South Georgia with the steady save. Tormenta now second in League One this season in first half goal scoring. They're 18th and 19th of the year. Could it be 20? Sent in by Reed-Steven. Trying to pick up the second ball. As Stretch comes up for support. Simba. Wayward looking for Austin Pack. Tormenta living dangerously in the final minute or two here in the first half. And they've underlined my point as we see Matt Glazer given a yellow card for his frustrations. And then another yellow card flashed in the direction of the corner flag. Not sure exactly who is over there. I guess one of the substitutes. We'll await some clarification on the decision there. We saw a shot of Isaac Anking, who provided an assist in Wednesday's match. Might be one of the options for Matt Glazer to consider. Although, if he was given a yellow card, bringing on a player with a yellow could be make that substitution pattern a little more complicated come the second half. But Matt Glazer may be contemplating some halftime changes the way that this game has gone so far. A real disappointment after that 3-0 win on Wednesday. Calling the goalkeeper out. It was a late arrival from Burn Shipman, and Taylor Gray sent flying. But forward Madison get away with it as we enter the final minute of first half stoppage time. Minimum of 4 minutes. Control dispossessed. Murphy comes snapping in. And the referee brings us to the halftime break as Vivas writhes in pain, but a feeling of happiness overall in Tormenta Stadium after 2 first-half goals from Niall Reed-Steven and a massive penalty kick save from Austin Pack to set his team into position to hold that 2-goal lead. Well, we'll let them sort it all out on the field. We got a great halftime show coming up for you right after this short break.
I'm Michelle Smith-Lang from Kids World Learning Center here in Statesboro, Georgia. Let us take care of all of your child care needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infants all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children. And we have our brand new bus for our field trips, for the children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possessions.
I need to try it first.
Imagine a world where every small act of kindness sets off a chain reaction, where one moment of compassion ripples outward, shaping the community around us. This is our home. This is our family. And just like the game we love, we are stronger together. Because here, in our humble corner of the world, the ripple effect begins with us. One gesture, one act of care, one unwavering commitment to something greater than ourselves. This is more than a kit. This is who we are.
Optum Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. Others may talk about the new normal, but at Optum Health System, we've always provided high-quality, personalized care safely. If you have recently delayed your care, we want to reassure you we are prepared to care for you. Our absolute commitment to safe, high-quality, personalized care is stronger than ever. We welcome you back to Optum Health System.
Welcome back to halftime at Tormenta Stadium. Home team up 2-0. And exciting times as we wind down the season here in South Georgia. But coming up, there's another great promotion on the way. We saw the incredible success of the first Paws and Claws night with the Pups welcome at Tormenta Stadium in South Georgia. And the next one is coming up in just under a month, Saturday, September 27th, exactly 4 weeks from today. We'll have the second edition of Paws and Claws Night. All four-legged friends are welcome, and there will be $3 White Claw specials while supplies last. And we will send you to a lovely package from our friends at South Georgia as Handwala Buana takes us through a day in practice with Tormenta FC.
Swahili in me, but all the time, I want to practice English. Can never understand them, so Simba. For sure.
Good luck today.
Thank you guys. Hello YouTube, welcome to my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe. We're back with another day. Let's go. To the team, come. This is my boy,
Emphasis.
Jono.
Emphasis on
Cameroonian Prince. And he knows that I'm better at him at crossbar.
Cap.
Tanzanian Prince. Welcome. And then here's our dad.
Job, son.
Doyle.
Job, kid.
He's our dad. For sure. We don't know where he's from. We're trying.
He says he's African, he's not.
And welcome, me, Paul Walker. He's from Fast and Furious. He's a fast driver, crazy driver. The two people I don't like the most.
You don't like the
right here.
Yesterday you loved us.
I think because I haven't seen him in 15 daes, so of course I.
Today with Henwola?
Yes. Welcome.
So now the camera is on. You take off the durag, huh?
Yo, what's up?
Hey, what have you been drinking lately, bro?
Nothing, man.
No, I'm serious. Like the past 2 days, bro, is just full of energy. You
I feel the opposite.
No. Come on, Superman. But as long as you get your coffee, good, right? English. I can never understand that. Simba, they asked me, what do you want to say? I said, you when you speak English, bro. He doesn't understand love. Oh, no, Simba. You said you don't understand love. No. It's so complicated or you get your heart broken. That's different. Simba said, I don't understand. I do support you. I saw, you're my friend. But when you speak English, bro, cannot stand a single thing. I didn't shout out to Zimbabwe, that's for sure. Bro, Taba, I can't take you seriously, bro. Oh my God. Hey, watching this, look how much power he has in his glutes, bro. Power. No way. How's your English, bro?
It's better.
It's better?
Yeah. I try, bro.
Huh?
I try.
I think your English is
good?
Very good. Top, bro.
Thank you, man.
I like it.
Appreciate it.
Hey, shout out to Zimbabwe forehead. You can see. You see that?
Hey, shout out.
Stay or
Oh, English is good, my friend. Hey, be good. Let's go. Come on, boys. Sharp. One. Yes. That's this guy here. No. Do this, bro. There you go. Hey. No. Watch your life.
Prinks Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights, from fun with friends to winner takes all, from the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks Tires will be there for the long haul.
We don't stop chanting, we don't stop drumming,
yelling and screaming and chanting.
We'll follow them wherever, pretty much. That's just the love that we have for our team.
Strikes with the right and opens the scoring. A dream start for the home side. Wow, what a strike from Westchester, and it's Prince Sadie.
A little comfort is knowing someone's there for you. There for your business. There for your community in good times and in bad. With preparation, hard work, and relentless determination, at Georgia Power, we're there when you need us most. We're here for Georgia, and we're here for you.
Well, based on our first half, we definitely got a contender early on for a player of the week, potentially. But to start things off, we're going to take a look back at some other things in the past week in USL League One. Of course, the announcement of the new club out in Eugene, Sporting Cascades FC, revealing their club branding ahead of the inaugural season in 2026. And last week we saw some Academy products shining as well, showing that Academy to Pro pipeline in Richmond, Omaha, and AV Alta. Of note, there's a couple Academy kids on the bench for Tormenta that we could possibly see in the second half as well. And then Greenville Triumph representing USL League One in the Jägermeister Cup semifinals. That will be on September 10th. Here's a look at our live scores from this busy Saturday night in USL League One. FC Naples deadlocked with Westchester, likewise between Chattanooga and AV Alta. But the biggest win of the night so far comes courtesy of One Knox at home against Spokane Velocity. That's all we got for our second segment. Second half kickoff, not too far away. Don't go anywhere, everybody. We'll be back for the second half right after this.
Are you suffering from hip or knee pain? Don't let the pain hold you back. The region's most experienced robotic joint replacement team at Optum Health System offers an individually tailored approach that is more precise and creates smaller incisions. For you, that can mean a faster recovery with less pain. Your comeback starts here. Call today to find out if robotic-assisted joint replacement is right for you.
Hi, I'm Michelle Smith-Lang from Kids World Learning Center here in Statesboro, Georgia. Let us take care of all of your childcare needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infants all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children. And we have our brand new bus for our field trips, for the children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possessions.
I need to try it first.
At Savannah Hilton Head International, you can choose from 11 different airlines, including Southwest Airlines, Breeze Airways, and Avelo Airlines. With up to 70 daily nonstop departures and over 30 nonstop destinations, Savannah Hilton Head International gives you more choices for a travel plan that fits your needs. Savannah Hilton Head International. Visit flysav.com.
Let's take a look back at our first half highlights as we get set for second half action between Tormenta and Forward Madison. Mingos dominated early on. They were sending in shots from everywhere, and in the 14th minute, they were awarded a penalty kick as Juan Galindres made it to the end line, knocked it off the hand of Doyle, but Devin Boyce denied by Austin Pack on what was a game-changing moment in the 15th minute of play, because follow that up in the 34th minute, and calamity at the back for Forward Madison results in the opening goal from Niall Reed-Steven. Michael Chilaka attempting to head it back to his goalkeeper. Not enough on it, and Reed-Steven determined, got in the way, and tapped it home. And then it looks almost identical, right? You see Reed-Steven flash in again. This time, Chilaka crossing wires with Iriku, and class from Niall Reed-Steven, who had just scored his first goal a couple minutes before this one, sitting down Burn Shipman and slotting it past him to double the advantage. Here's how the halftime stats shook out. A possession advantage to be expected for forward Madison, working against this new-look South Georgia team under Mark McKeever. But the hosts led with 9 shots to 7, and ultimately they got the 2 most important tallies on the board, despite the penalty kick opportunity squandered by forward Madison. How different things could have been. That's crossing the mind of Juan Galindres right now, but Madison far from out of it. They scored 3 goals in their last match, and Tormenta fans, quite frankly, won't need a reminder about their team's issues at the back this season. They've conceded 40 goals, and they're 1.9 goals allowed per match, second worst in the league. They're looking for just their 2nd shutout of the campaign in USL League One play. But what a time it would be to get it in the home debut for Mark McKeever at the helm, taking over for Ian Cameron and his side 2-0 in front as we begin the second half. Parker Johnson back here with you from Tormenta Stadium in Statesboro, Georgia on a lovely night. It was cleared up after a day of rain, and the vibes are high for Tormenta FC. None more so than Niall Reed-Steven, who is on a hat trick as we begin the second half. No halftime substitutions made by either side. For now, as you were, 8 changes made by forward Madison from their match on Wednesday. And just a reminder that no Derek Gebhard in the lineup. Their leading goal scorer in USL League One and in all competitions and in club history. Not available for the first time all season. For what it's worth, we didn't get any information that it's anything more than rotation, just to try to ease the nerves a little bit of the Mingos fans who may not have been expecting that news heading into this match. Don't have any details, but Matt Glazer did hint that some rotation would be needed here in their 3rd match in a week's time. Free kick to be taken by John Murphy Jr. Service wasn't very threatening. The bounce turned out to be, but not before it's cleaned up by Mason Tunbridge, scurrying away on the left side. And the slide to get in the way from Murphy. It was all over the place in that first half. It must be said as well that Tunbridge may have been lucky to stay on the pitch after a studs-up tackle on Murphy. We're talking about potentially match-altering moments on top of that penalty kick. If I recall correctly, that dangerous tackle took place also at 0-0 after the penalty miss. Tormenta could have potentially gone down a man, but he stayed on the pitch and escaped with a yellow card. It was definitely chippy in the first half. We saw those tensions flare as we headed into the halftime break. South Georgia starting slickly. Tunbridge didn't get a hold of it. Cross from deep from Doyle. Gray taking his chances against Nico Brown, the leading dual winner on forward Madison. It's a couple of wingers turned wingbacks go head-to-head on that flank. Gray just passed his 100th professional appearance in the last match. And it's Cabral going down here, but the foul has been given against him. Curious to see this one again, because Cabral appears to be in some pain. Both players going in high. It's Murphy and Cabral. Hard to say that there was too much either way. If it's a high boot, I mean, both players' feet were at the same elevation, but the benefit of the doubt giving to the defensive side here. Great step from Simba Kasanzu. Playing it to Vivas, who registered his first assist of the League One season in the first half. Header from Jimenez. Chilaka considering a pass back, not trying to replicate that misconnection in the first half. And eventually the Mingo's able to get it out, but you can almost feel the tension pulsating from the technical area. An agitation of Matt Glazer as his side has really struggled to keep its composure despite all the changes. Such a dip in the performance from their 3-0 win against Texoma on Wednesday. Line splitting pass goes all the way through to Brown. Bibas with a chance to come onto it. Boyce going in. He believes he got the ball. Cabral deep in prayer. As Stephen Foster tasked with another difficult decision. Foster just stepping aside to collect his bearings and receive a bit of feedback from his assistant on the sideline. As we await the decision, and it will remain a yellow card for Devin Boyce. That was what he initially seemed to go for, and he upholds his decision as we get another look. Vivas able to get there first, it appeared, but pretty simultaneous, and Boyce. It's hard to tell from that angle, but I do think that the studs were showing a bit, which can negate, as we saw with Tunbridge in the first half. You can still get the ball, and if you come in with your studs showing, it is more times than not going to be given as a yellow card, or potentially more, as you can see the Tormenta players advocating. Credit the referee for giving this a little time to simmer down. But we will keep that in our back pocket for stoppage time later. Jimenez. Cabral with a cute idea, didn't quite come off for him. Now it's back in play with Vivas. Cross from Jimenez. Gray was waiting for it. Tunbridge with a wild hit. Watch the USL Championship in Spanish on TUDN, the nation's leading Spanish language sports network. Friday, September 5th, Phoenix Rising FC take on Las Vegas Lights FC at 10:30 p.m. Eastern. And Saturday, September 6th, Rhode Island FC square off against Louisville City FC at 7 p.m. Eastern. Go to uslchampionship.com for the complete USL TV listings. Bartman at the controls. Souza swings. defended again from South Georgia. And quite resolute in Mark McKeever's first home match in charge. 1-1-1 record. A perfect split with a win, a draw, and a loss in his first 3. All fairly expected results, you'd have to say. A couple of winnable games that they got 4 points out of against Westchester and Richmond, a couple other teams towards the bottom of the table. The 2-0 defeat to Chattanooga Red Wolves last time out for Tormenta. No shame in that this season by any means. The league leaders, Chattanooga Red Wolves, as we approach September. But that game definitely victim of circumstance with a first half red card to Gabriel Alves, who misses out today, and giving away a penalty in that first frame as well. Rashid with the well-timed challenge to knock it away from the toothless McLaughlin. Tunbridge picked the wrong lane for that pass to Reed Stephen. It's a hard thing to do. Pop the ball into space, and there's a great chance that number 7 will end up on the end of it. Part of the reason for Tunbridge's 4 assists on the season. Doyle looking for the reverse pass. It's a good idea, but again, well read by forward Madison. Mingo's moving, Boyce clipped, Doyle receives the yellow card. They're starting to stack up now, Tunbridge and Cabral, the midfield trio, if you will, although Tunbridge has been a bit more of a forward in this one. All on yellow cards for Tormenta. No real malice in it, but a conniving decision from the veteran midfielder to bring down Boyce in transition. McLaughlin, the postman. Iriku was storming through. Boyce. Kroll. Skewed clearance from Cabral. Corner upcoming for the Mingos. Boyce has really picked up the role of Aiden Macias for this one, who started the last handful of matches. That more creative position from midfield instead of playing off the front line as he did for a lot of the year. His cross doesn't find anybody straight from the corner, but Brown able to recycle on the far side. Papo Souza. Great header from Galindres. Supplied the power, but not the direction. He was so deep beyond the penalty spot that he knew he had to whip it around to try to get any power on this, and did a very admirable job, but Pack able to watch it go past the post. No real danger. Just one goal in the USL this season for Juan Galindres. It came at the end of a dominant 3-1 win, while forward Madison were up a man against Greenville Triumph. They're definitely missing Luca Dorado and Derek Gebhard tonight. They do have some options on the bench. We'll get to that in just a minute as Doyle heads forward. Tunbridge trying to sneak in there, but Iriku did just enough to get it back to his goalie. Bartman. Chilaka. able to chew up the ground to get back to it, but it resulted in a dangerous play for Mikel Rashid. Slow to get back to his feet. Maybe a mistake from Tormenta. Galindres hit the deck. No sympathy from the referee. Chilaka. That will surely be a foul. Bartman. Leaving it to his defensive partner, Jake Kroll. There are a couple subs getting ready for Forward Madison. I just teased those attacking options to you a minute ago. Sounds like we're gonna see Isaac Anking and a debut for Dean Bolts at the next substitution opportunity. For now, a free kick from about 40 yards. Kroll swings in, dangerous ball. Austin Pack pleading for calm. Kept his team in front, or rather kept his team level. Prevented them from going behind in the first half with a penalty save on Devin Boyce. Tricky from Tunbridge. Doyle with options, slid forward to Reed Steven. A gorgeous Tormenta break, and the pass lacking at the final moment. He had Vivas peeling off to the back post. And if Reed Steven was able to get a bit of curl on that pass, might have been there to collect it. There are moments when you watch Mason Tunbridge, thinking about that last little pullback he did on the sideline, where you remember what made him a MASL draft pick out of college in San Diego. He's drafted by the historic indoor soccer franchise, the San Diego Sockers. As Forward Madison finally able to make their triple swap. Aiden Macias, Dean Bolts, Isaac Anking coming onto the pitch. We'll see the departures of Nazim Bartman, Devin Boyce after a hard night of work. And we'll see one of the forwards come off for Bolts as well. That will be Garrett McLaughlin. Bolts makes his Forward Madison debut, signed on loan from Chicago Fire. He was playing in MLS Next Pro with Chicago Fire 2 this season. And more relevantly to the Madison fans, he was a star at Wisconsin in his freshman year. Speaking of college soccer stars, Yaniv Bazzini enters as we take in our Pestmaster substitutions around the 60-minute mark. Long throw, bounces inside the box, and the first touch for Anking off the crossbar. What a start that would have been. Mark McKeever screaming, second balls. Urging his defenders to step up. It's the second opportunity here for Souza. Swung back out wide. Murphy drops it over to Macias. Galindres! Well, when your teammates don't set it up the way you want it, you put the dishes on the table yourself. Wasn't able to take a full bite of it, but you like the idea from Juan Galindres. Brown easily passed. Lazzini working with Vivas in combination. Jimenez will not be able to get there before Kroll, but he held up and was able to regain the ball momentarily. Then swept forward by Vivas, but South Georgia can't hold on to it. So we get to see Vivas and Bazzini working in tandem here, which is a rare look. Often substituted out for one another. One plays 60, one plays 30. Both contributed a lot this year, although Bazzini has had more goals in the league. Brown misjudges the cross. Seems to be a front two for Mark McKeever with Niall Reed-Steven just in behind them. A position that Tunbridge would often take up. Reed-Steven on a hat trick. Works the 1-2 and frees himself up to dice on Anh King. Crossed in. Vivas so dangerous in the air. All 5 of his goals this season off of headers. Cabral has the run from Bazzini, opens up the back stick, space for Reed-Steven! A hat trick in his sights, but he would have been denied by the flag we're hearing. May have just gone offside. Doesn't make it any less pretty. What a ball from Gabriel Cabral. Knows his teammate wants it on that left foot and puts it inch perfect. That guy'd be one of the only ones smiling in pink. He of the magenta variety, I suppose, as opposed to the Mingo pink. Finds itself down 2-0 on the road. Forward Madison just 1 away win on the season in their first 8 tries. They still have some games to make up on the road, and they'll have to travel for 6 of their final 8 contests. Iraku. Somebody has to step to pack and make him pick it up here. He'll be happy to take as much time as Forward Madison allows him. Seen the introduction in all levels of soccer of the new 8-second rule. The goalkeepers, as Vivas may have been in behind, and if he was, this could potentially be a red card decision, but just a yellow for Temi Iraku, who's been put through his paces in the heart of the Forward Madison defense. His second start of the season, and he goes into the referee's book. As we ready another set of Pestmaster subs, and we get a look. I mean, Iraku with no play on the ball whatsoever. He slipped a little bit and it didn't give him a chance to make a fair challenge on the ball. He knew he was beaten, stuck his arm out, and I think he's saved by the fact that there were a couple defenders either side of him. Otherwise, that could have been denial of a goal-scoring opportunity. And last man red card. Pestmaster substitutions coming from either team. Sebastian Vivas withdrawn for Jonathan Nyanjo, and our goal scorer, Reed Steven, withdrawn on a hat trick to be replaced by Handwala Buana. And for forward Madison, we see Papo Souza come off, replaced by Christopher Garcia, a straight swap at wingback. And then Damia Villader getting ready to enter as well. And it will be Iriku who comes out. So a little bit of a shift required on the back line. That's a outside back or midfielder in Villader coming in for a central defender. Perhaps a switch to a back four. You've got Chilaka and Kroll still out there as center back options. And their first action is to defend this free kick. Cabral wanted to catch Burn Shipman out, make him think that he was going to try to set up the short free kick or some kind of pass. Macias working with Brown. All formed by the blue shirts of Tormenta. Nyanjo crafts a pass out to Handwala Buana, the Somali international, driving against Chilaka, who wards him off into the corner. Great defending from the forward Madison man, asserting his dominance in the back. At the moment, from what I can see, it is a back four for forward Madison, with Villader and Nico Brown as the fullbacks. Keep an eye on that potential formational change from Matt Glazer. Very rare that he goes away from the three-back system, but a couple of central players who are able to kind of fill in some of those spaces after withdrawing their middle center back, who was Iriku. Got a lot of attacking options out there as well as a result of the changes. Whether it's Galindres and Dean Bolts, the likes of Ang King and Macias as creative midfield options. Here is Bolts. He's got space. The 19-year-old's looking for a cross and could have waited a second more. Villader picks it up. An assist in the last match against Texoma. Finds Garcia, playing as an out-and-out winger. It's a misplaced pass from Michael Chilaka. Villader was able to get to it. And here comes Tormenta. Yaniv Bazzini flagged offside. Will be some chances like this, given the substitutions and the attitude from Matt Glazer to throw everything at this match. Bazzini was not offside by much. Now he's nutmegged by Brown for the pass. Spoke to Matt Glazer this week about how they handled the game, being up 2-0 early on against Texoma. Chilaka gets it all wrong, and he said that his team could not afford to go back into a defensive shape, even with a 2-goal lead. they had every reason to keep playing, keep adding more to the tally, because he said at this point, any chance of a draw is just not good enough for Madison. They need wins, and they are willing to risk losses in order to make that happen. Now, playing from behind, of course, a different situation, but the point remains that he knows he needs to throw everything at this. If Forward Madison are going to have a chance in the playoffs, they need wins against teams in the position that Tormenta is in the table. No matter how much better they've looked under Mark McKeever, no matter if it's the third game in a week, no matter if they don't have Derek Gebhardt and Luca Dorado tonight, Mitch Osmond out for the season. At the end of the year, those are nothing more than excuses, and if they're sitting at home, it's not going to be enough for the Forward Madison fans. So all his cards put on the table as Nico Brown crafts an opportunity. Stood up by Simba Kasanzu. Chilaka. Brown with the giveaway. He just took too much time to decide. Needed to either go or recycle that ball. Caught in a moment of indecision, but an ill-timed turn from Gray gives it right back to Dean Bolts. Loose touch. He's full of energy, the young forward. Bazzini gets the better of him. Looking for Nyanjo, who thinks he's offside, but still able to pressure Shipman. Here comes Aiden Macias. Viadair to work. Poked forward in the direction of Chris Garcia. Looking for the Trivella cross, a rising header. And the second ball won by Rashid. Another poor pass out from Tormenta gives the opportunity to cross and head. And Brown almost split the deficit in half. He's gone through so much work tonight, Nico Brown. And he wouldn't be beaten to that. Taylor Gray, just not a natural defender. Replacing Gabriel Alves tonight, and he's been put in some uncomfortable defensive positions, working against Brown. But the resistance yet to crack for Tormenta. Cabral, this is where Gray wants to thrive. He's got Nyanjo. It's not a smart challenge from Murphy. Played sneakily through. Cabral finding Jimenez, scooped up. Rashid was there. Valiant defending from Anh King. Don't know how Jimenez was able to dig out such a cross from that position. But Anh King working against the enormous Rashid, who is a major threat in the air. Wanted to take it. Near post ball, headed out by Galindres. It sits up, and it's not a bad hit from Tormenta. Shipman can't keep his punt in play. And 2 changes coming in for South Georgia Tormenta and Mark McKeever. There will be a pair of swaps in midfield. Mentioned a little while ago that both of the Tormenta center midfielders are on yellow cards as we speak. Doyle, one of them. He can consider himself lucky as he trots off the field for this substitution presented by Pestmaster. That the damage wasn't worse in the first half when he conceded a penalty kick for a handball, saved by his goalkeeper, Austin Pack. And the other Pestmaster sub sees Aaron Walker come on for Taylor Gray. That will swap Jimenez over to the left back spot. Walker can fill in on the right side. In fact, it may even be Cabral dropping into the right back position as Walker chases forward. Mark McKeever having to get creative without Gabriel Alves today, filling those wingback positions as needed. Went with the attacking option in Gray. Now using Jimenez on the opposite side. And after some more consideration, it seems to me that Jonathan Nyanjo has gone to the right with Cabral staying in the middle. I can tell you, I watched Nyanjo in college at Charlotte, so we're gonna look at maybe some Georgia Southern students. And he was forced to play right back at times in college before becoming the right winger that was a Mac Herman semifinalist for the 49ers under coach Kevin Langen. So he's got a little bit of experience in that position, even though it's not his favorite. Galindra's going down. And the referee, Stephen Foster, assertively waving away any claims of penalty. Worth remembering, he wasn't the one who called that handball. It was his assistant in the first half who gave the penalty to forward Madison. There's been a few shouts since then, and he hasn't been very interested. Nail-biting time for the Tormenta fans. They haven't seen their team play with too many leads this season. They have given up a couple. What they've seen even less of is shutouts. They love seeing Bazzini stride forward, and Boana tuck it away for 3. For Madison, from 3-0 midweek winners to a 3-0 deficit on the road at Tormenta, and Mark McKeever's home debut could not be going any better. 2 goals from Reed Stephen, 1 from Boana. And the party is on in Statesboro. Give the assist to Yaniv Bazzini, who carried it so well up the pitch. A simple finish for Boana. He started the last match under Mark McKeever, a man who's finally hit a bit of form. And he had to be sacrificed after the red card, but right back where he left off in that attacking midfield position, providing that spark that everybody knew was inside him when South Georgia signed Handwalla Boana, a man who made 36 appearances in MLS with Seattle Sounders, part of their 2019 MLS Cup winning team. He went almost 3 years without scoring a goal before he got his first for Tormenta this year, earlier this summer. And he's been able to kick on from there. We saw him at halftime, just that energy and spark that he brings at training every single day. He's rewarded with a goal to help seal things off at the end of this one. The question will be, can they keep the shutout? Looking for the first under Mark McKeever, the second of the season. And just a note that we did see a yellow card given to Niall Reed-Steven during the celebrations for Bawana's goal, but pretty good night overall nonetheless from the Barbados international. Can't watch the match? Turn on SiriusXM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access on Tuesday nights. Plus your live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on SiriusXM FC 157 and the new SiriusXM app. It's Bawana again, looking for more for Tormenta as their procession continues. Nyanjo easily past Garcia, patiently looking for a pass. Defended over the end line. Tormenta going short. They work it with Nyanjo. Played in, and it's 4! Mikel Rashid adding to the party in South Georgia. Jonathan Nyanjo absolutely tormenting his defender in the right corner. And with all the attention on that short set piece routine, Mikel Rashid with nothing but free space at the back post. And a perfect delivery from Nyanjo. All smiles at Tormenta Stadium. Knew exactly where his teammate was. Rashid going to ground just to make sure that he steadied himself to plant that one in the back of the net. His second goal of the season. A mid-season acquisition, last with Huntsville City in MLS Next Pro, looking for that opportunity. And with the injury to Anatolia Prepelica earlier this year, Ian Cameron brought him in, gave him a chance, and stepped up as really the alpha of that back line, the middle of the back three for Mark McKeever. For Madison fighting on. It's not in their character to ever give up on a game. Nyanjo sensing a chance for more. Bawana wanted to find him. Forward Madison defender on the grounds in the 18-yard box as those weary legs starting to set in. Quite frankly, no surprise that it's Nico Brown, man, who's run his socks off tonight. But what a performance from South Georgia Tormenta. 4 goals on the board, in position for their second shutout of the season. 2 in the first half from Niall Reed-Steven. 1 in the second half from Bawana. And then the 4th coming from Mikel Rashid. Completely changing the momentum that forward Madison had gained in the midweek. They were able to put up a 3-0 victory against a very good Texoma team. And it just shows the impact that the travel and the schedule can have in this league. Got a fresh team in Tormenta with a full week to work under Mark McKeever. Able to put some things together, and Madison forced into 8 changes, playing without 12 goals in the form of Luca Dorado and Derek Gebhardt, who did not make the trip. And yet, it could have been very different. First half penalty when it was 0-0 to Devon Boys, saved by Austin Pack. Since then, it's been all Tormenta. First time that Tormenta has scored 4 goals in a match this season. Last time they did it was May 19th of 2024. And they won by this same scoreline against Chattanooga Red Wolves. An amazing sight for the home fans. And gosh, if you're Mark McKeever, what a way to start off your career at home, coaching for Tormenta. Yet to be seen how long he'll stay, but performances like this will definitely strengthen the case if he does intend on sticking around. Doesn't get any easier for Madison. They've got to go away to AV Alta, speaking of difficult road trips, before returning at home to play the Henny Derby against Richmond Kickers. And 6 of their last 8 matches will be on the road as Madison do everything in their power to snatch one of those playoff spots. Deep cross and a foul against Galindres. For South Georgia Tormenta, the next home match is a notable one. Next weekend will be Mark McKeever's first match against One Knoxville. He was the first coach in club history for the fledgling Tennessee franchise, who is up to a tie for 2nd place now in League One after defeating Spokane Velocity tonight. So a tough test coming up for Tormenta, but it'll be an emotional one as well for their interim head coach going against his old team. They have a little bit of a softer schedule than Madison down the stretch. A couple more home games and some very winnable ones at that. They also get Richmond and Westchester at home. They play Texoma at home on the final match day. So you'd have to say those are 3 winnable matches at home, and taking care of business against Forward Madison, a great step in the right direction for Tormenta. Able to pick up a little bit in the goal difference with this performance as well. And Stephen Foster brings this one to a close. A 4-goal showing for South Georgia Tormenta in the first ever game at Tormenta Stadium without Ian Cameron. Mark McKeever couldn't have asked much more from his team. 2 goals from Niall Reed-Steven, 1 goal from Handwala Buana, and 1 from that man, Mikel Rashid. in a 5-star performance, a 4-goal win to knock Forward Madison off of their momentum after they had a midweek victory. But none of it would have been possible without our save of the game presented by Vision Source. Austin Pack was called upon early in the first half when they conceded a penalty kick in the 15th minute of play. It was 0-0, and he kept it that way as Devin Boyce strode up to the spot, and the veteran goalkeeper denying the veteran midfielder, guessing the right way and not giving up a rebound to keep Tormenta level and set the stage for a 4-goal win here in South Georgia. Well, we've got plenty more to wrap this one up. Don't go anywhere. We'll show you the full highlights and give you a look at the live standings after tonight's matches. We'll be right back on ESPN+.
I'm Michelle Smith-Lang from Kids World Learning Center here in Statesboro, Georgia. Let us take care of all of your child care needs here at Kids World Learning Center, from your infants all the way to your after-schoolers. We also have a summer camp and holiday camp for those older children. And we have our brand new bus for our field trips, for the children to have fun and to learn and to explore new things all around our beautiful county. Thank you for trusting us with your most prized possessions.
Optum Health System's commitment to you has not changed. Unmatched safety and compassionate care. Others may talk about the new normal, but at Optum Health System, we've always provided high-quality, personalized care safely. If you have recently delayed your care, we want to reassure you we are prepared to care for you. Our absolute commitment to safe, high-quality, personalized care is stronger than ever. We welcome you back to Optum Health System.
I need to try it first.
So 4-goal victory for South Georgia Tormenta, and smiles all around for the home fans as we take you through the story of this match with our full-time highlights. A pair of goals from side, and Rashid was able to tuck it in for his second goal of the season. So this is a look at our standings after Saturday in USL League One, presented by Savannah Hilton Head International Airport. Chattanooga Red Wolves remain on top, but South Georgia Tormenta climbing above Forward Madison and into 11th place, just 2 below Texoma in 8th after 22 matches played for South Georgia and for Forward Madison. So they can flick it up, take some pics, save those for the Instagram. Some memories made for sure at Tormenta Stadium tonight. A 4-0 win, and I gotta give a huge thank you to our fantastic production crew. led by Bruno Santos in charge, and the rest of everybody at Tormenta Stadium. My name is Parker Johnson, signing off on another great night of League One soccer with South Georgia coming away 4-0 winners against Forward Madison. See you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.